Hey everybody, what's going on? It is me, that guy from Team Niederdorf, and man am I glad to be home. Well, I mean, it's not like I didn't have a fun time in Texas, shout out to Chris Rager, otherwise known as Mr. Satan. That is right, I was taught voice acting by the Mr. Motherfucking Satan. But you're not here about that, you don't care about my personal life. Okay, maybe you do. Who am I to judge? Title says, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them review. How'd you see it? It doesn't come out till Friday. A, that's bullshit. Comes out Thursday at 7 o'clock like every other big movie. And 2, I know where to look for press passes. Maybe I'll do a video on how to do that so you too can see movies before all your friends. But without any further goddamn ado, let us talk about this excellent movie. I am amazed that the Harry Potter franchise, even though this is a prequel to the Harry Potter series, is actually based on a book found in Hogwarts about all the mystical creatures that live in the magical world. Anyhow, I'm surprised. The series is 9 for fucking 9. 9 for 9. Every Harry Potter movie is good. And their good thing about actually Fantastic Beast is it doesn't have a source book, but all the scripts are written by J.K. Rowling herself, so that isn't enough to get you excited. She's planning on maybe a 5th movie. So these actors, they're set. So as I said earlier, I like to do this off the cuff, so if I repeat myself, I apologize. No, I don't. You repeat yourself when you talk. Anyhow, this movie follows Eddie Redmayne. He is a wizard from England that comes over to America to buy himself a beast that can only be found into America and to, set a couple free that he's had in his possession for long enough. Like, hey, I've got you, I've rehabilitated you. He's a real animal lover, real beast lover, and he's sort of the odd guy out. Like, he's like, no, we shouldn't fear these beasts. Like, your standard zoologist person who works at a zoo. It's like, man, that tiger isn't scary. He's lovable. So, as you see in the trailer, shows up with his case, and shit goes wrong. Some of these beasts get out. I'm not going to tell you how they get out, but they get out. So, a good portion of the movie is them going around town, trying to find these beasts, and the comedy in this film works. Like, you could maybe technically specify this as a comedy with drama elements, or a drama with comedy elements. They walk that line so perfectly, which means the moments of levity that are needed here are here. And, the Nomad are what they call muggles. So, a Nomad, as you've seen in the trailer, comes across an egg. Not going to tell you how this happens, but, he gets sucked into this world of, witchcraft and wizardry, and he's just astounded by it. And you see how, a just normal person can actually accept the wizarding community, and the wizarding community is afraid because of, the Salem witch trials and whatnot, that the general public wouldn't understand them. Like, they're going to be fearful. And rightfully so for them to believe that, because there is sort of this, like, the antagonizing force of the movie is like the American version of, wizard FBI, I guess. There's no real other way to put it. And, these, well, you don't know, you haven't seen the movie, but I guess you sort of know, like, the character type of, like, the group of people that go, there are witches among us, they're not like us, they're not like me and you, they're dangerous, they could hurt us. We need to get rid of them. Sound familiar? Notice I'm being super vague. You can get whatever meaning you want from that. I'm a lot more energetic in this review than I thought I'd be. Shit! Woo! Must be because I have my walls and I finally found a way to get my preamp, but you don't care because you want this review. Anyhow, Eddie Redmayne, awesome. He's sort of good at playing the to himself sort of odd guy, too smart for his own good, sort of, just doesn't really know how to interact with people. And I forget there's a lot of actors in the movie who I recognize, and I just forget their names. Because I'm that person who will know the face, hell, even of a movie I've just watched, I will know the face of the character and go, oh yeah, that's him, and then just completely forget. So, it's a little mishmashy, but, stuff happens, and everything works in this movie. Like, the beginning sets itself to go, yes, this is still the Harry Potter world, and we're familiar, but it also infuses that new American side. There's even a point in the movie where, like, someone asks, like, there's a school for witchcraft and wizardry? And then the American people are like, yeah, it's such and such. And then Eddie Redmayne's like, I thought it was Hogwarts. It's like, no, Hogwarts. And they're like, hogwash. And, that general, like, hey, my school's better than your school type of deal. You know how it is. You went to college, maybe. I don't know. If you didn't go to college, you went to high school. If you didn't go to high school, you went to middle school. If you didn't go to middle school, you went to elementary school. If you didn't do that, well, I don't tell you. You watch sports, that team goes, man, fuck that team. Our team is better. You know how it is. I should probably put a swearing warning before this video. Jeez. So the movie progresses well. Every character feels like they've gotten their due. And the only small gripe I have of this movie is Ezra Miller's character sort of doesn't really get developed until towards the end-ish of the movie. Like, even as a person who's sort of like seen the tropes before and you sort of think one way in your head, then the movie does something to sort of shy you away from it, his intentions aren't really made clear until more towards the end, where everyone else is, you sort of knew where they stood on, where things are. And if it wasn't until like the second or third act of the movie where he felt like a character, because everywhere else he just sort of felt shoehorned in. That isn't anything on his performance, just like the way it was written, it seemed like he was sort of shoehorned. But Colin Farrell's great in this movie. He's like, on the Wizard FBI side of things, he's like the antagonizing force for, the group going out and finding beasts. And at the same time, you have to tread that line of, public opinion's already bad because the movie starts with like a whole bunch of wizards getting murdered and, there's a murder on the loose. And, there's all this destruction in the town, so threat level's already high, so all these beasts didn't help anything. So as I said, they go around collecting beasts, and the climax of the movie just made you want more. And I can confirm, I will not say who he's playing, but Johnny Depp is in this movie. Could he be Dumble Depp? Who knows? Could he be our new pro-tag? Who knows? Could he be our new ant-tag? Who knows? That was probably really annoying, and I don't apologize. I'm me, I'm weird, I'm happy, I'm back. If you couldn't tell. So I would say go out and see this movie. Everything looked good. It felt like the first time you saw Harry Potter is the best way I can describe this movie. And if that isn't a shining endorsement enough, I don't know what is. You felt the magic. You felt the fun. You felt transported. Like, you knew how this world was. You got completely engulfed in it. And I just can't sing this movie's praises enough. I'm actually really happy I saw it. Like, I'm gonna go see it again and pay actual money this time. Whatever format that may be. Now, I went to go see this with my mom because, I haven't been home for a while. And I'm going to point out something she pointed out to me that I didn't catch, but maybe you will catch. If you see this in a format other than 3D, there might be some sequences that... It's not many, and I'm not going to spoil what parts of the movie, but there are certain shots where some things seemed out of focus, as if you were supposed to have glasses on and then be accentuated through that. The only time for me that I didn't feel things were in focus were... Again, a nice way to get you in the world is this opening shot for, like, the opening credits for... It's just a whole bunch of, like, newspaper reels. On one side, it's, the Wizard World, and the other side, it's just sort of hard to read all the text the way the motion blur was going, because the camera's doing, like, this thing. But, it's been 10 minutes. I've been singing this movie's praises enough. Go see it. The character development is solid. The script is solid for the most part. You know, the director knows what he's doing. Same guy who did Harry Potter 5, 6, 7, 8. So, you know, has that same feel. He's tapped into it. The soundtrack is pretty good. Like the score and the soundtrack. There weren't many songs that you would recognize. It's just one of those things where you're like, this feels like Harry Potter. So if you want a good family movie to see that doesn't get too dark, take your kids to this. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are dark moments in the movie because, you know, Harry Potter. You know, Harry Potter without being dark. Am I right? But overall, this movie does have a good amount of levity and fun and just feels like you are in the wizarding world. So, you know, I feel like adopting John Campea Movie Talk's, system. You know, no, go, or Ralph. In this case, I'm gonna go no, go, and freezest iced. I loved how it sounds, and you know, when a movie's really good, you go, Jesus Christ, that was good. But, you know, I gotta inject some Team 4-Star into this channel, because I love Team 4-Star. In fact, if you haven't seen Team 4-Star, go check them out. Yeah. So, I'm gonna give this movie a freezest iced. Go out and see this movie, people. Pay your money. It's a good movie. The holidays are around. You want something to take your family to? You don't want to see a kid's movie like Trolls? Take them to Harry Potter. I mean, the only competition this movie has is Doctor Strange, but both of those, it's sort of weird to say that they go for different markets. Like, the way magic is shown in Strange is different than it is in Harry Potter. Just the steps they ask you to take are different and the vibes are different, if that makes sense. So, if you've stuck with my rambling, applause, like, you know, I occasionally do, actually I like to do reviews, just, you know, it's hard to find time to shoot them. But now that I'm nice and full of energy, revitalized, I feel perfectly fine. And, you know what, come back for my next review, or next video, or next unboxing. If you like this video, you know, hit the like button maybe, you know, apparently it helps us out in the algorithm. That is YouTube. I don't give a shit about no algorithm. I just like making videos. And once you go see the movie, or if you have seen the movie, let's talk about it down below. Keep it spoiler free, but you know, tell me what you liked. So without any further ado, I've been saying that a lot. We're gonna break on 3 people, because after all, this is Team Niederdorf. So let's put our hands in and go a 1, 2, 3. Break! Expecto Patronus! Come on, Potter Puppet Pals. Come on. Come on. We all know the Snape. Night.